I'm going to talk about the oath. England has oath for medical school. Luckily, America did not have oath for medical school. But discrimination law, equally treated and store-friendly policy and team player and teamwork is giving lower races free of our American and Chinese people. So without oath, law is enough for lower races to take our people free. We do not need to donate and they will take it free by themselves. Without oath or law, my mother bitch lower races, Myanmar that they want to get my father. They give an excuse that they admire Chinese, the same like Chinese behavior and they want to work under Chinese. We live in Myanmar and the admire Chinese cannot change any problem. If we have American in Myanmar and Chinese environment, Chinese admire American and Chinese want to get training under American. Because of those Chinese behavior, Myanmar mimic it and request to get a training under Chinese at Chinatown of Myanmar. Where Americans are not present, Chinese can say no to Myanmar. Chinese did not have American culture at Myanmar, but a lot of Americans will stay at Myanmar later. It might change or it will change. Chinese will allow them to get training and are Chinese, when a lot of Americans will be at Myanmar. Not right now. Not today, not 5 years, but after 10 years, it might be changed when a lot of Americans are at Myanmar. Chinese did not give chances to Myanmar and Myanmar will clone Chinese culture and did not want to give chances to Indian at Myanmar. Chinese cannot control not to mimic Chinese behavior. Chinese cannot control Myanmar. Myanmar will stay Chinese culture. Will stay Chinese culture. Myanmar already stole Chinese body and some of the Chinese faces. Mimic some of the Chinese faces. For example, I'm not going to see like far away. For example, Representative Peter Maya wife even mimic Chinese body and Chinese style. And also some of the Myanmar people mimicking Chinese style and stealing Chinese body. But everyone can see very clearly the way Myanmar asked for chances of Chinese at Myanmar was the same like African want to get chances for Chinese people at US. Myanmar mimic African, or African mimic Myanmar. African live in the US and African are prefer and ask for human rights. But that kind of low standard idea to ask for chances is Myanmar idea. It look like Chinese idea. Chinese can ask for chances, but Chinese did not ask for low standard idea for chances. Did not use. Did not use low standard idea for getting chances. For chances. So I face that African leader, David Rural King. His name is David Rural King. Ran to Illinois when you get my training. When I was a stalker, I'm not an important one in the store, and he wanted my training. Carson was American and he asked for my help. Only 2 times I showed him how to sell chicken. David saw that and asked for giving him training. I'm not an important one, and he wanted that kind of training from me. He saw that it is very romantic. How old is Carson? 15 or 16-year-old. That teenager did not know anything, and the stalker asked the stalker, the loader. I think he's a loader, not stalker. The loader. The loader as a receiving employee. Want the safe training from me. And he want me to show him like very romantic way, because he felt that I give Carson the same level. If Carson is not American and if Carson is Mexican, because Mexican are stealing American face. So I already see David, the loader one, African loader one. He did not want training. He want friendship or same level. He did not say out loud. I see very clearly what he want. Okay. He also wanted to help me to move the product when I needed help. But I did not ask for his help, and I did it by myself. He saw that I wasted company time. If he saw that I wasted company time, why cannot he report to the company and fire me or transfer me to another department that I cannot, another department? What kind of department? That I can lift the object by myself. Because he think like I'm wasting time, right? He just like, everywhere I go, he just like approach. I mean like, so, for example, if I want to approach Cody, if Cody didn't allow me to approach him, then I need to accept it. Because Cody is American, I'm Chinese. If Cody didn't allow, I just use like discrimination law. Very obvious, right? True factor. Why didn't he like it? Maybe he's not good at teaching. Maybe he have discrimination minded. Either way, two way, you can complain. All the co-workers need to give the training. No, why him? So, if you prefer Cody to train you, then you can ask. If Cody is not, if Cody say is inappropriate or if Cody is not comfortable, then Cody also can decline that like, I cannot give you training. You can ask for it, but Cody can also deny it. It doesn't matter. He have discrimination minded, or he feel like inappropriate, or he's not good at teaching. Either way, that accept it, right? Even like Cody guy, he just talk a lot. Like for me, if you ask, I want training from Kelly, I will decline. I have three reasons. Inappropriate. From my point of view, woman and man. That's American, not acceptable. Okay, I'm not good at teaching, giving training. That's acceptable. But you will not accept that one. You will see, you will point out, I have discrimination minded. So what should we need to solve this problem? At American, men and women inappropriate. It's just an excuse. But Chinese women are facing that kind of problem. For night shift, the one at the Panda Express, the one at the Urbana, Illinois, night shift, only American manager left, and I'm doing dishwashing until 11 p.m. Oh, some workers are very fast. They will finish at 10:30. The store is closing at 10. How can we finish at 10:30? Because the store closed at 10. All the dishes will come out to the back at 10:05 or 10:10. 10. Then you will not finish for doing dishes within 20 minutes. All the cooking like utensil supplies, it's called, how do they call it? Cooking plate, cooking bin, all the vegetable plate, vegetable bin, all the stuff they need to take out from the cooking area. So like for all the stuff within 20 minutes, it is impossible. So so they can take out a little bit earlier, right? Maybe they can take out like 9:30, so you can get like an hour. That's acceptable, right? So like how can you finish at the show close at 10? Everybody will leave at 10:15 or 10:30. But doing dishes people, they need to stay until like 11 p.m. Only your manager and you, only 2 people left in the store. At night, at daytime, it's no problem, right? There's no beauty, guy and woman, right? As an American point of view. But some of the Chinese, even I'm very Americanized, I'm not comfortable, right? What if the customer didn't come into the store the whole day? Not the whole day, an hour. What will happen? Can you imagine that one? How can you live in the store with your boss and only you, 2 people, without customer? Even like if you live in Idaho, especially some point Idaho, just go over there and check. It's the same like rental, not even rental, like what area? It's like kind of really like small urban. It's not urban area. It's like kind of like village area, very small town, and like there's no one, and like very quiet. At that area, one manager and one employee. The customer will not like an hour didn't come to the store. What should we need to do in that situation? We should at least have like 3 people in the store. But if the 3 people, 2 guys and only me, am I comfortable? And that 2 guys is like all African, or 1 Indian and 1 African. Then you expect that I will get like 1 American and 1 African? No, because everybody know that like I just got like that kind of situation. All the manager will be Indian and African. All the coordinator will be Indian and African. All the co-worker will be Indian and African. Then I'm getting used to it, that one. I'm second at, right? So why should we need to solve that kind of situation? Oh, Kelly, you need to trust someone. They got paycheck. They got hired by the store. Nothing will happen. Right. But like that kind of African and Indian guy. Oh, I reach the American nice. You can cry on my shoulder. I will hug you. And then like, oh, when you cry, like I will kiss you, and then I will drag you into the restroom and have sex. From their side, they get aroused. So how about me? So we need to talk about very clearly for that one. Oh, Kelly, very obvious discrimination minded. It is not allowed. The law is not permit. So what should we need to do? How can we survive in the United States? Everyone shouldn't have the discrimination minded. Okay, then we can talk about that one later. So why cannot we report to the why can't he do that one, all the stuff, right? I got call. I called home because Myanmar accept from Chinese low standard idea in US law, right? If Myanmar want training from me and will do the same like David, I can call home, right? Because Myanmar accept from Chinese is a low standard idea in US right now. Okay? So the same, if Myanmar were as the same like Kelly as Chinese as to American, I cannot work for all over races. Kelly will see Myanmar as a whole because Myanmar are the same like David. They show their inferiority. They want to get chances to be friends of American and Chinese. We are scared, right? But cannot work for situation. Yes, trying to escape from lower races. So we should not see a whole. But we all know that Myanmar and all fourth and fifth world people are using that, trying to escape from lower race as rich feature. If they accept that as a rich feature, they want to get impression of American and Chinese. So it is very dangerous too. So I can call Myanmar a whole. If they want to use that as rich feature. So the differences with me, yes, they see that as rich feature. For me is trying to escape from all American women force me to work under them, to work with them, to talk to them like flat or very understanding type. Okay, for me is two factor. Trying to escape from all American women torture. Two, trying to escape from dragging our face of Chinese by all lower races. See the differences? So like I'm trying to escape, I'm trying to against for these two, and they are just like using for that feature, shape on them, right? So we live in Myanmar with a 10 or 20 American, and they wanted to ask chances from Chinese like American way. I can fight with Myanmar government the way I fight in here. Only many can ask from me, not me as a person. Person cannot donate. Only many can donate. Relationship, understanding, giving, friendship, giving, relationship, allowing them to be my best friend forever. Count as people, not bidding. Okay, we can donate many, but when we donate, we do not have good minded donate a lot of money to low class or poor. I call a whole now because African except from Chinese low standard idea in US now. We have discrimination law and they use discrimination law and try to get the training from me. Chinese by suing me not to have discrimination rooted minded. American can call a whole now because I asked that from American low standard idea in US because discrimination law existed. I used human rights and pointed out that all American women did assign and put all working class American and all Chinese to work for African. All rich and middle class American did not need to work for African. It is not fair for poor people. If they are nice, just give the human right. No assign, I can choose the boss I want. My boss should be American and Chinese. call me a hoe, but my boss can decide he or she accept me as his or her employee. In this case, it became beating. The danger or tricky way that I can take chances is I will work under American and Chinese box and I will try to seduce him positive way, right? Another way is I will work under American and Chinese boss and I pretend that I do not love him, but I will try to seduce, not like a seducer, like a college girl or a good woman and get a date for him by noticing me from his side first, Douglas way. So baiting means I will work under American and Chinese. He will like me one day, but not me one day when we work together. Or he might not like me. But all American women requested me not to love him because he gave me a bit chances to work under him. I told them that I cannot do self-control. And all American women humiliated with me that I need to decide first I like my boss and I can go out with my boss or not first. I reply her that if I think that one first, I will become like a slut. Every guy I need to think twice. I need to think first. They give me an excuse that it is a very Americanized, where all women ask out all the guy all the time and and think from woman's side first. Do not ask impossible away from me. All American women treated me retarded. The oath, the law, and store policy are the one I'm fighting for. We should have our own human right to choose our own boss or bosses, and he or she can say he cannot take me as his or her employee. No assign. But if you use the right to seduce your boss or Douglas way, he or she should get sued by harassment. Police should give them harassment without afraid of law and giving bitterness to the lower races, including me, Chinese. Are we all clear for that one? Period.